It's the biggest game of his career. Now, you would say to yourself, Cleveland's 8-3, everything's going well. Yeah, except when they played good teams like Pittsburgh, they were destroyed. Baltimore, they were destroyed. Raiders, they were manhandled. This weekend, they play Tennessee, and it is a precursor to the playoffs because Tennessee is the kind of team, the new GM in Cleveland and the new coach in Cleveland, they need to beat going forward. Tennessee is a very good team, but like every team in the playoffs except Kansas City, they're flawed. And the flaw is perfect for Baker Mayfield. They have no pass rush, and Tennessee's a terrible third down defense, meaning Baker's going to be comfortable. Cleveland will be able to run the football. Baker to compete this weekend. He could lose in overtime. He could lose close. But if Baker Mayfield can't compete this weekend, what it's telling you is against the Pittsburghs and the Baltimores and the Tennessees and the Raiders, playoff-level teams, even with all this talent in Cleveland, even when the matchup is perfect, Titans really match up. This is a good matchup for Cleveland because Tennessee's got no pass rush and Baker is bad with pass rushes, and they don't have one. 29th most sacks in the league. They got no pass rush, so Baker's going to sit in that pocket and be comfortable. And in fact, Ryan Tannehill will be more uncomfortable in the pocket because Myles Garrett's back for Cleveland and Tennessee's O-line's a little banged up. So this is going to be, and remember, if Cleveland wins this week, then they're going to be 9-3, probably a 2-game wild card lead. It is a huge, this is the biggest Cleveland Brown game. It almost secures a playoff spot for Cleveland. This is the weekend. And the matchup, Tennessee is, everybody now loves Tennessee, but they're a very flawed football team. And the flaws work perfectly for Baker. He's going to have time to throw and a running game that works. They will make a decision privately on that flight back or somewhere during the week. If Baker gets rolled like he did against Pittsburgh or Baltimore or manhandled defensively like against the Raiders, they're moving off him. Greg Cosell earlier this week talked about the similarities with the Titans and the Browns. They're mirror images of each other. That's why Baker better be able to compete this weekend.
Baker Mayfield is still struggling. He's very inconsistent. You can see he plays very fast. There's a frenetic movement to him. But then he'll also make 2 or 3 throws a game that remind us all why he was the number 1 pick when he came out of Oklahoma.
So Buffalo is 8-3, but nobody questions, is the quarterback good enough? Cleveland is 8-3, and it is the question. Is the quarterback a liability? Baker, this weekend, shut me up. Shut America up. Shut your critics up. Attack Tennessee. You don't even have to beat Tennessee, but you better be around with 3 minutes to play. This is your career. This is it. No chatter, no talk, no commercials. This is it. These are the games, Tennessee, a precursor to the playoffs. This will be like a playoff game before the playoffs. By the way, here's just to throw this out, I wrote this down. I forgot this. We were talking about James Harden. And again, I like scoring, but it can't just be scoring. In the last 5 decades in the NBA, you know how many scoring champions have won a title? Shaq once, and then MJ a few times. That's it. So again, I'm not banging on scoring, but I'm saying you can't just be a scorer.
Yeah, I would also say MJ played a significant amount of defense, and Shaq was a problem on the other end as well. So
right. You got to do more than just score. I'm not anti-score, but you got to do more than score. Coming up this weekend, there is a game that shouldn't, frankly, be that close. But actually, the better team is an underdog at home. The better team is an underdog at home. And it tells you all you need to know about the NFL and a move that underdog needs to make. That's coming up. Ever wonder just how far an extra mile goes? Drive a Mercedes-Benz van and find out. They have a network, Mercedes does, of 250 authorized dealerships backed by a sales force that is absolutely second to none. There's all sorts of vans. There's the durable Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van or versatile Mercedes-Benz Metris van, each tailored for your job or your lifestyle. They have cutting-edge options in those vans, like blind spot